All right, episode 9. Let's get it started. I got chips. 1 second. Play. Start. I don't think I have enough chips, though. Damn shame. I have too much dip. His voice, I'm so used to the fan dubs. Cherry? Oh. About the parole. Wow, she stole that. That's talent. I guess it was important, huh? Now it's important. Wow. How's that work? Wait, he puts new memories in there? Wait, what's going on there? If it's not... the stand can only work if it's a compatible. Or does it have to be the same person? Star Platinum. Where's Giorno? Is he in Italy still? Giorno, where are you? Where are you at? Isn't she drinking water? Is that a guy? Damn. Polpo returns. Finger guns. Lucky. Hermes laughing. That was good. Learning. Uh-oh. Yo, Benjamin. He's in JoJo. Benjamin is in JoJo. That's a dope jacket she has, though. Good talk. Yosh. Yo. Her weakness. Yo, the song right now. It's Escape from New York. LA. Chubio. Keka. Menacing. Good though. Oh no. That's too much, man. That's too much. You don't need that much. Bro, why would they even do that? There's no reason to have that much. There's no reason to have that much in prison. Something wrong with you, bro. No. Oh my god. What a dumb bet. I kind of want the bad guy to win now. That's the way you want to be in this show. It's easier. How long did it take them to throw 35? There's supposed to be daylight savings time. Uh-oh. The ball. Didn't it look like it bounced, though? Could you just keep doing that? Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Oh, man. Oh. I know why I forgot that. That's sick. How did she survive that? Bruh. All right, so that's the end. You don't need that. Bruh. It's like Joseph Joestar play right here. Muten Roshi. Oh. Oh, she would die with that? Wouldn't she die putting it back in too? She's not invincible. But didn't Jolene know what she's doing? She knows what she's doing. Or conscience. Maybe she doesn't feel. If you don't feel, if you don't have a conscience, then it could work. Is that cheating? She doesn't have a conscience. Maybe. Mm. $18. Nice. Murdered. Oh, man. The warden would know. Yokubyo. Or 5. Yo. Kill her before it's too late. Wait, wouldn't that be cheating for her? She knows what she did. Didn't she know she cheated? I won. Yeah, the string again. Is it cheating? She didn't catch it though. The guard. Never agreed on the partner. Ah. Guard. Taking the discs. Money. Nice. You count on that. No. I forgot to put that. Don't skip the credits. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Skip to the next episode. Really? Wait a minute. Let me think about that. So the guards, the prisoner. She caught it. I guess she just hit her enough so the discs come out. How'd you know the discs were gonna come out? I guess it's just a show, whatever. Yeah, they were gonna come out. The discs were coming out.